Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make an edge. It's called a shell stitch or a scalloped edge. It's like a detail on the edge of, this is a square that I just made, so I'm going to do it on this square. So I changed the color of yarn so it'd be a little bit easier to see while I was working. You were doing a half double crochet, so we're going to have to switch to a different stitch. So you're still going to wrap the yarn around the hook, and instead of putting it into the next hole here, I'm going to skip. So I'm going to skip one and then go into the next hole. And I'm going to bring my yarn through just like I would normally. And I have three, except I'm going to get my yarn and I'm only going to go through two stitches, and then I'm going to go through two again. Okay, so that's a double crochet. So let me zoom in and show you that again. Okay, the difference is, I'm going to undo this. Okay, the difference is in a half double crochet, which is a shorter stitch, you wrap the yarn around and you put the hook in and bring it through. You have three loops, you get your yarn and you go through all three. With a double crochet, which is a taller stitch, which is what we need in order to make this edge, we wrap the yarn around, we put the hook in, bring it through, and instead of getting it and going through all three, we get the yarn and we go through the first two, and then we leave it like that, and then we slide out and we get it a second time, and we bring it in and we get it to go through the other two. So you can see how much bigger that stitch is. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, you can practice that a little bit, the double crochet, and I'm going to show you how this is going to work. So you can see my stitches here. All right, so I'm going to skip this one, and I'm actually going to insert my hook into the next one. All right, and you'll kind of see how that's going to work afterwards. So I'm going to do a double crochet into that one. I skipped one, and now into that same exact hole, I'm going to do five more. So I'm going to have six double crochets. So it's wrap it around into the hole, bring it through, get my yarn, go through two, get my yarn, go through two. That's two. Wrap it around into the same hole. Every time I'm going into the same hole. Into the hole, bring it through, yarn through two, yarn through two. Okay, so there's one, two, three, four so far. I want six. Wrap it into the hole, bring it through, go through two, go through two. One more time. You can see how they're all in that same exact spot. Wrap, bring it in, go through two, go through two. Okay, so there you can see how that's like fanning out. Okay, so but we don't want this to just hang out like this. We want to connect it so that this part lays flat against your side. So I'm going to skip the next stitch and I'm going to put my hook into the next one, grab my yarn, bring it through, and go all the way through so that this scalloped edge lays down. Okay, so now I'm going to continue that across. So I'm going to skip, I think we should probably skip two stitches now. I just did that for my starting one. So I'm going to skip one, two stitches, and I'm going to put my hook into the third one. All right. And I'm going to continue with that concept of the double crochets. So skip one, skip two into the third hole. So I'm going to do one double. Okay, wrap it, go through two, go through two. Okay, so I'm doing the same stitch. Wrap it into that same hole. So I'm going into that same hole, doing six double crochets into the hole, bring it through two. Into the hole, bring it through, go through two, go through two. So there's one, two, three, four, five so far. So I need one more. And now I'm going to skip two stitches and I'm going to put my hook in, bring it through, and bring it through that loop. And you can see how this little edge is starting to go around. All right, so I'm going to continue. Skip two, so I'm going to do six double crochets into this third one. So I skipped two, that's two, that's three, that's four, That's 5 and 6. Skip one hole, skip the next stitch, in, pull through all the way. Okay, skip 2 stitches. I'm going to do another right here. All right, so it's wrap it in, go through 2, go through 2. I need 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, skip 2. I'm going to keep going, grab it. I'm going to skip those 2, go into the next one, bring it through, bring it all the way. Okay, so now I'm at a corner. All right, so I'm going to zoom out so you can see what this looks like. Okay, so you can see the little scalloped edge, how nicely it lays down and it makes a little bit of an edge there. Okay, now actually you can see that this one was closer together here and I like it spaced out more. So skipping 2 stitches looks better. Okay, so now we're at a corner. Okay, so we're going around the corner. So we have to make sure we add extra stitches in there to make it look like we're getting around the corner. If you don't land on every perfect corner each time, it doesn't matter. Okay, just kind of think about it as you're going. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of like find the middle of my corner. Okay, and I'm going to do, let's do 6 in there and see what it looks like. All right, so kind of in the middle of the corner. I'm still doing double crochet. Okay, all right, so there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see that it doesn't really, if I connect, it's not really going to make it around the corner. So I'm going to do 3 more and then it should be good. So I'm actually going to do 9 on this corner because I need to get around the corner. Okay, so there you go. So now when we look at how that lays, now if I connect that, it's going to look nice on the corner. And before, if I didn't use enough, it wouldn't work. So I'm going to skip 2 stitches like I did before. 1, 2, bring it through all the way. And now I'm going to continue. Skip 2 stitches, and I'm going to go back to that 6. The only time that I do extra is when I'm on a corner, if I end up like perfectly on that corner. So I'm going to do another corner. I'm going to go across and we'll see how it ends up. That's 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and then skip 2, connect. Okay, that's your joining, that's your slip stitch. Okay, skip 2, 1, oops, let's start that over. That's the beauty of crochet. Just pull it out. All right, so here's my 1, 2, here's my third. Okay, so double, I gotta do 6 in here. It's always 6 unless you're on a corner. Some people do 5. I think the 6 lays better. Skip 2, slip stitch together, 1, 2. Where's it? 1, 2, here it is. Okay. I'm hoping that I don't end up exactly the same because I want to kind of show you what'll happen if you don't end up at the perfect point on that corner. I didn't really plan this out. I just kind of made a square for demonstration. So we'll see what happens. 1, 2, here we go. Oh, I am gonna kind of meet pretty good. Okay, so 1, 2, here's my corner again. So I'm gonna do the 9 again because it fit perfectly. 2, you can make it work like that. Just kind of fudge it a little bit if you have an extra stitch or 2. Jump past it. No one's going to notice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you can see it's going around. Skip my 2 and do my slip stitch. I'm just going to pull it long so I can move the hook out of the way. All right, so there you can kind of see how that scallop is going to work its way around your edge. Okay, so if you can continue it around, and once around is usually a good amount to go around. Okay, have fun.